And the music, don't even get me started on the music. See, I like this game. Well, I guess us MikeSpikes are pretty good at falling into the saying Super Mario Galaxy 12 times in a row in short succession trap. Get spiked! Oh, thank God, a normal time to wake up. Well, last Christmas was a crazy time, wasn't it? But what's up? It's Mike, and this year Christmas is gonna be so much more chill and laid back. I don't have any crazy plans for this year. I'm just gonna chill back and talk about whatever random thing I want. Huh, that's an interesting number. Oh well, I might as well go for it. I think Lady Luck's on my side this time. And really, what could possibly go wrong? To the Christmas season, even to the ones who started celebrating it on November 1st. Oh, trust me, I don't feel any shame. I thought owning Guilty Party on Wii made that obvious. And to me, nothing and no one represents this season more than Wario, a greedy, mean, soulless man who's out for no one but himself and only cares about money. You know, like Christmas? Wario and his thirst for riches and treasure has become a side character mainstay in the Mario series for quite a while now, ever since his introduction in the second best Game Boy game ever made, Super Mario Land 2 and the 6 golden coins. He starred as Mario's main antagonist in his first ever outing, in which instead of yoinking Mario's princess, Wario just yoinks Mario's entire castle. Bowser may get the short-term satisfaction, but Wario's making a really good long-term investment. Can Wario manage my stocks? Since then, I guess Wario and Mario have made up their differences because Wario has since then starred in various sports titles and even partied with the big man once or twice. I said Wario is a side character, but it turns out he's actually just a bit bigger than that, considering he has 2 full series of games to call his own. Can't say that about God. The next game in the Super Mario Land series on Game Boy was Super Mario Land 3, until you looked right above that. That's gotta be the most unfortunate typo in history. You know, up until 4 words ago, I had never lied in my life. Okay, make that 3. That's right. Wario not only took Mario's castle, but his entire series too, and slowly reformed it into a more explorative, less linear style of 2D platformer. We're finding it all the way until the most recent entry in the Wario Land series, Wario Land Shake It on the Wii, released in 2008. Okay, I mean recently, in a looser sense. His other series, however, has been updated quite a bit recently. That series being the WarioWare series, which had its humble beginnings on the good old Game Boy Advance with WarioWare Inc. Period Mega Micro Games. Ah, just rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? The series has seen a ton of entries since, hitting at least every single Nintendo system from then onward. To WarioWare Smooth Moves on the Wii, to WarioWare Touched exclamation mark on the DS, to WarioWare Gold on the 3DS. The only exception to the WarioWare craze? Well, if it isn't everyone's favorite failure, the Wii U. Does Virtual Console count? Cause I sure as hell ain't counting Game & Wario. WarioWare has seen a decent amount of sales success over the years, and I've been following since its start, so let me give you a little rundown on how the series works. I'm wearing Wario. WarioWare, in the simplest description I got, is a mini-game collection. But trust me, it's actually a lot more interesting than it sounds. Now get this, the games are actually even smaller. In place of mini-games are micro-games, games that are actually much shorter and fast-paced than your average Mario Party fare. With a bunch of weird and wacky scenarios, plus a variety of different art styles, from, oh that's really cool looking, to nightmare fuel. Yeah, I'm not sleeping the rest of the year. These varying art styles and ideas keep the games fresh, and the main gimmick is that the more micro-games you complete, the faster the game gets and the quicker you have to react. And you go till you drop all 4 of your lives, and then you move on to the next set of micro-games. Each game in the series also likes to leverage the unique capabilities of the system it's on, like WarioWare Touched! Exclamation mark. Were all the WarioWare devs just English teachers? What's up with all this punctuation? In WarioWare Touched! Exclamation mark, every game uses the touchscreen, which provides for the opportunity of a lot of new and unique micro games. And then there's WarioWare Twisted! Exclamation mark. Oh come on Nintendo, you don't have to yell at me. Which has this unique Game Boy Advance cartridge that enables gyro controls. Does this look like fun to you? At its core, the WarioWare series is just a couple of quirky minigame collections. It sounds pretty simple. Because it is! And that's the beauty of it. Pure, simple, fun. But my biggest question is, how the hell has Nintendo not made a WarioWare for mobile phones? I mean, I know it's already on a bunch of Nintendo platforms, but putting it on your smartphone would just be so convenient. Nintendo already made WarioWare Touched, which they designed a bunch of microgames specifically for touchscreens. It would be the easiest thing imaginable, and it would make them so much money. You know what? I'm gonna do what Nintendo does. I'm gonna start only talking about things that'll make me money, and only talk about things that'll make me fame and fortune, because if Wario can do it, then so can I. What was that?
Hey sir, could you please spare me a game?
For Christmas? Don't you want food?
Yeah, food's cool and all, but like, can I please get a game?
You know what? Fine. What's the worst game I own? Here you go. Now you interrupted something really important, so be gone! Man, maybe this Christmas thing just isn't that cool after all. I mean, the games on my desk just look funny now. Can't say I didn't do anything for him. You know, the more I talk about Wario, the more I empathize with Wario. And you know what? I want to be just like Wario. I want to be greedy and selfish and mean and a horrible person and fat. We're gonna get there. Before I do that though, being a bad person is exhausting. I'm gonna go catch some Z's before Christmas. Hope that nightmare fuel from earlier doesn't catch up to me. Oh well, time to go to sleep.
What was that? They always ask who was that, but never how was that.
Wait a second, are you the ghost of Christmas past?
Don't wear my name out.
Isn't there another guy that's supposed to come before you?
Oh, we just didn't have the budget for the other guy.
Not yet, but just wait till my plan comes through to completion.
That's the whole point, Mike. I'm trying to stop you from going down the path that Wario forged. I'm trying to help you.
I really don't think I need help.
Oh, you definitely need help. But I have just the thing. Maybe something from your childhood will help you see things a different way.
Oh, what's this for? I love this game. Now, Mike, you might say, love is a strong word. And my response to that is any word can have enough muscle mass if they work out for long enough.
Hey, Mike.
What do you want? I'm busy talking about WarioWare. Boop. Out of the gate, I'll say it. This is by far my favorite Game Boy Advance game of all time. It nails everything from the format, to the presentation, to the character, to the way it works with the console, to the plot even. Everything is just great, except for the title. Again, WarioWare Inc. Period, colon, Mega Microgames, exclamation mark. Might as well slap on an LLC and a couple of trademark signs. It always looks so weird typed out too, and I'm not surprised coming from the company who thought the Wii U was a good enough name for one of their mainline consoles. Besides the title though, this game is truly amazing, and it hasn't gotten old at all. You can tell that this is the first game in a series, but it's still shocking how much it's held up and how much fun it is. The area I'm surprised it's held up at all in is the presentation and just how the game looks in general. I love the menu that's stylized like an old Windows XP computer, and honestly the style as a whole is just great. The only thing that kinda irks me is when you complete a section for the first time, there's this little loading screen for the next selection collection of games, which doesn't take a whole lot of time, but still. Do I look like I'm made out of time to you?
Well, you are still using this time to talk about a relatively small sub-series of Nintendo games.
Fair point. The stories that WarioWare Inc. tells too are really weird and out there, and those haven't aged today either. From Dribble and Spitz's story where they're taking you to the ocean in a taxi just to discover you were a mermaid the whole time, to Mona's story where she's late to work and on the way decides to commit several crimes including speeding and flipping over dozens of cop cars.
Sounds like average Nintendo to me.
And then there's Jimmy. He just wants to dance. That's it.
He doesn't look anywhere near as cool as Kevin Bacon. Why did Nintendo even try?
To be fair, no one can look as cool as Kevin Bacon.
That's another fair point.
Thanks. I got another one right here too.
It's genuinely crazy how out there this game can get while still feeling like a goofy and fun Nintendo game, something I can always applaud WarioWare for. Something that hasn't held up well has been the GBA speaker. And side note, this thing f***ing blows. With that said, the music in WarioWare Inc. is actually still quite solid, with the most memorable song being the extremely catchy title theme.
Oh yeah, I love that stage from Smash Bros.
Speaking of that, the WarioWare Inc. stage from Smash Bros. Actually features a lot of microgames from this GBA game, so let's talk about those a bit. They're great, for the most part. There's plenty of variety here, and there are a couple of different categories of microgames to choose from That's Life, which parodies quote-unquote real-life scenarios, to Nintendo Classics, which parodies old Nintendo games from the NES era. Guess which one is my favorite category?
I talk about video games for a hobby. Of course I like the NES games, even though I've never played a single one of them minus Super Mario Bros.
As mentioned earlier, each microgame only lasts a couple of seconds, and the more you do them, the faster the game gets, and the less time you have to do them, which obviously requires each microgame to be simple to understand. For the most part, this gets nailed, and the aspect of the game getting faster helps out replayability a ton. The only slight downside to the microgames is that the selection isn't all that big. A couple of microgames end up repeating throughout different categories, but there's enough variety here that it rarely actually bothered me. Well, not only are there regular microgames though, there are boss microgames. These end up lasting a little longer than your typical microgame, while still retaining that quick and fast feel that WarioWare is known for. They're nothing to write home about, but they do provide for an excellent break in the regular microgame formula. But there's not just microgames, there's also these side games too that you can unlock just throughout playing the story mode. Some of them are just already existing microgames that get expanded, like this Paper Airplane one, which is just an endless version of already said existing microgame. But some of the cooler, more interesting side games are actually two-player.
Hey, do you want to come over and play some of these games with me?
My guy, I am literally incorporeal.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
These two-player games actually get even more interesting though, due to the fact that they don't actually involve the use of a Game Boy Link cable at all, instead running off the idea that two people use the same Game Boy, just using different sides of the machine. While this sounds cool, I don't think they accounted for the GBASP's more vertical body, and I can imagine it would get really cramped. These side games are still a very neat addition though, further adding on to this game's nuts replayability. Talking about replayability, this is easily the game's strongest aspect. Now, did I finish the entire story mode in an hour and 9 seconds?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here for another hour and 9 seconds at this rate.
I mean, what else do you have to do?
I don't know. Go through some people's walls or something.
That's pretty important.
Okay, so the story mode isn't that long, but I don't think this game is meant to be played for the story, as fun and creative as they are. You play WarioWare to improve your high score when you have a second to whip out your GBA and play for a bit. If there's any game that exemplifies the pick up and play nature of all handheld game systems, this game is it. Every time I play it, it gives me a sense of fun that rare few games give me, and reminds me of so many good childhood memories. It's the perfect game for handhelds, and definitely one of the best GBA games ever made. The best game ever made though? Fuck no. I gotta say though, even after I got my 3DS and my Switch, I would still pick up my GBA occasionally, just to play a little bit of WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games.
Hey man, I got an appointment to get my ghost teeth cleaned. See you later. And don't forget to review me on Yo.
Wait! Oh, he's gone already, and he took the GBA with him. What the heck? Whatever, at least he did help change my perspective a little bit, but I still don't understand why he shouldn't just go for the money and the fame and the fortune.
Don't worry, I can help with that.
Oh, what was that now?
It's me, the ghost of Christmas present, and I got a present for you.
Thanks? WarioWare on Switch? My HD handheld WarioWare wish has finally been answered.
That's an oddly specific wish.
This is a moment that I've been waiting for since 2017. Earlier, I mentioned how WarioWare Inc. Mega Microgames was the perfect game for the GBA system with its pick up and play nature. And ever since the Switch first launched, I had been pining for a new entry in the WarioWare series. Sure, I had Super Mario Odyssey and... what? Bouncy Bob that tied me over for a while. But when I saw that WarioWare Get It Together was going to continue the trend of punctuation in the title, needless to say, I was hyped. The first HD WarioWare game.
What about Game & Wario?
No. And it was on a handheld too, and there was character selection, and the gameplay style was a first for the series, and there was an online component, and there were multiplayer micro games. Safe to say, Get It Together was going to be quite a new direction for the series. So, how'd it fare?
Well, spit it out.
Why don't you say the magic word?
Alright, please spit it out.
Oh, alright.
WarioWare Get It Together is pretty good.
You know what else is pretty good?
What would that be?
If you worked on yourself and saw past your own greed and misfortune.
Okay, I'll do that later. But first I have to talk about more WarioWare.
As mentioned earlier, Get It Together tries to really shake up the WarioWare formula. But before we talk about that, I love the visuals in this game. The art style of the characters really pops, and the game looks amazing on both the Switch's handheld screen and on a TV. The menus are clean and everything is super smooth. I think the game being at 60 FPS really helps it, especially in handheld mode. Everything just feels so amazing to control and go through. Speaking of control, we should probably start talking about how Get It Together changes a lot of stuff, starting with the controls. Before we can get into even that though, we have to talk about the character selection. Now instead of just picking a category and jumping into micro games, you instead choose a crew of different characters to play as and then start playing the micro games. This affects the game in good ways, but also in some bad ways. Starting with the good ways, each character has different abilities and different controls in different ways. For example, Wario has a jetpack he can use to fly around while having his classic shoulder bash from the Wario Land games, while Cat and Anna automatically jump around while pressing the A button throws out a shuriken, and you just move them left and right. This doesn't sound like anything crazy, but this definitely benefits the micro games. All of the micro games here were designed with each of the different characters' abilities in mind, and it's ridiculously fun to find out how one micro game can be completed in extremely different ways, adding on tons of replayability. Unfortunately, this does take us up to one of the negatives this gameplay style has. The less noticeable and more forgivable issue to start with is that some of the characters are just extremely similar to others. Cricket's special ability is that he can jump really high, while Master Mantis' special ability is that he can jump slightly higher and stick to ceilings. While they aren't perfect clones, they might as well be.
That's like saying there's a difference between Dr. Mario and Mario. The only actual difference is the amount of debt they're in.
Oh yeah, I got an appointment with those guys later tonight.
Oh, that's neat. Wait, does that mean they're real?
Another small issue is that some of the two-player characters, those being Dribble and Spitz and Cat and Anna, are quite unwieldy when you're just playing by yourself. It's nothing crazy, but you can just obviously tell that they were designed for two players. The bigger issue is that having microgames designed around all of these different characters is a bit of a double-edged sword. As mentioned earlier, it's super fun to go through all the different ways to complete each microgame, but no matter how hard the devs try to balance it, some microgames are just way easier with some characters, with some microgames being extremely difficult depending on who you're playing as. When you're just trying to get in a quick couple of rounds, if you get really unlucky with some of the micro game choices, then it can start to get pretty frustrating. Also, some of these characters are just obviously better to play than others. Why does 9-Volt exist? He's so bad and unfun to play as. And same goes for 5-Volt. Like really, who thought this control style was a good idea? Don't get me wrong, this game can still be fun, but there are some things that are changed here that just don't need to be changed.
I just can't talk about this game anymore. I'm just not having fun with it.
Well, then stop talking about it.
Oh yeah? Well, I have this totally real contract here saying that I need to talk about WarioWare Get It Together, and I have a lot of money riding on it. Hey, can you get a gum stick with 99 cents?
You shouldn't just talk about things because you want to make money. You should talk about them because you have fun doing it, and you love doing it.
Hey, how much love equals a cent?
Okay, I don't think I can convince you fully to change your ways, but I think I know who can. Don't forget to review me on Yelp either.
Oh, that guy's definitely only getting 2 stars.
What was that? Wait a second. This is just my desk and... Who are you?
The one and only, the Ghost of Christmas Future.
You're a bit skinnier than I remember from the Mickey Mouse special.
I get that a lot. Comes from the workout routine.
Fair enough, but... Wait a second. This is just me. Wait. What happened here?
Well, look at the monitor. Once you started caring about greed and fame more, you lost everything that you loved about talking about stupid Nintendo games, and you gave up. You didn't do it anymore.
No. Please tell me there's something I can do to avert this fate. Please.
Nope, nothing at all. Oh, I'm just pulling your leg. As long as you keep being nice to people and being nice to yourself, you can completely avert this fate. Just talk about the games you want to talk about, and don't worry about if it's going to make you fame or fortune or how many people are going to see it and like it. Just do the things you like to do. Be true to yourself.
You know, you're the only one I'm giving a 5-star Yelp review to.
Oh, I'm a LinkedIn kind of guy.
Isn't that the guy from The Legend of Zelda?
Kind of. Well, anyway, I've got a crazy doctor to see. Something about being in a lot of debt. I hope I see you later, man.
Okay, bye, thanks so much. Wait, why is everything turning white? Wait, it's all a dream? I'm never talking about Wario before bed again. Oh yeah, it's Christmas! What was that? Oh, it's you again!
Yes, sir. I came back to thank you for the game you gave me yesterday. I actually had quite a bit of fun.
Oh, don't worry, I have something even better for you this time. What's the best game I own? You know, if this game brought me a lot of joy, then it might bring him a lot of joy too. Here you go, sir.
Oh, you're way too kind, my good sir. Say, are you only doing this because a couple ghosts came around by your house to show you the error of your ways?
Oh no ghost to be had here.
Alright. Thanks again for the amazing game.
Oh, of course, and Merry Christmas! They might be on to me. Well, that's okay. I think I can really take what the ghosts say to heart and...
Merry Christmas. And this is a thanks for all those Yelp reviews. Don't forget about my LinkedIn, too.
Thanks, guys. What's up? It's Mike, and I can't wait to talk about something I actually want to talk about. Guilty Party on Wii! This game blows!